Please use me as a conduit of light to deliver this message to whoever needs to hear it, Spirit. And that whoever needs to hear this message be drawn to it like a magnet. Thank you for your infinite love, guidance, and protection. All right, so first thing out, face your fears. Fear is a teacher, not a barrier. Face it head on, and it will lose its power over you. And then, I'm not surprised this card's coming out with it. Sit with the wound. Not everything needs to be fixed right away. Some healing begins when you're willing to stay with what hurts. So a lot of this is talking about somebody here is going through a dark night of the soul, is what it looks like to me. And they're learning that sometimes you got to lean into that darkness. You got to lean into the fear in order to gain that courage to make changes that are going to be substantial. It's like addicts. Sometimes they will go like a whole month without, doing that drug or drinking. And then, so they've justified to themselves they can do it. And then they'll just go right back to doing it. Both my parents were addicts, and it was interesting. My dad told me a story one time where when he initially got sober, he was sober for a whole year, and what he did on his year anniversary was go get hammered, and he totally got drunk and relapsed, and he said it was so stupid. It was like I proved to myself, so I felt like I could just go do it again. And of course that backfired, and he eventually got clean, which is awesome. But the point of the matter is that sometimes we think that we faced our darkness. We think that we've really identified what those wounds are and done something about it, but we haven't really actually sat with it enough. We haven't really actually committed to wanting to be that highest version of ourselves, because we still relapse, right? We still go back into that same old pattern. And it's not just with addiction. It could be with anything. It could be with your own self-worth. It could be in a relationship. It could be any type of codependence. Codependence can be with a job. Codependence can be with a family member. It can be in a lot of different ways. It can be with food. It's similar to an addiction, a codependence. And so sometimes we have to really sit with those wounds and be willing to detach and face those fears. Because we're not actually facing them if we're just like not fully acknowledging and then integrating in our life the changes, and then maintaining a consistent higher vibration to maintain those changes. Soul whispers, look beyond the words and hear what is really being said now. Interesting. Trust your path. Listen to intuition. Seek direction and embrace discovery. Answers reveal the journey within. That is interesting, because this first card that came out here to clarify is saying you need to look beyond words. Hear what is really being said right now. That is such a nudge towards using your intuition. And then we have trust your path. Live your path. Listen to your intuition. Seek direction from within. And what are we doing when we're distracted by this codependence, by this addiction, by this whatever it is for you? Because it's different for everybody. We are so distracted that we can't really tune into our intuition and what it's saying to us. So that's what I'm hearing here. We really have to go within and look for the answers and stop asking people who aren't you for answers about your life. They aren't you. How the heck would they know what's best for you? They don't. They're on their own journey and their own path, and that is unique to who they are. So we really need to sit with our fears right now. We really need to sit with, and even if you aren't going through a dark night of the soul, or maybe this is someone that's in your energy that's going through this right now. Whether, it doesn't matter if it's you or somebody else, this call within to follow our intuition is such a powerful thing right now, especially in the energies of today. We have revenge and we have signs. So patterns, enjoying the show, getting even, childish behavior. Maybe you've been dealing with somebody who's been acting a little childish. Maybe you were codependent with somebody who was childish. That word codependence keeps coming back up in my energy. I just feel like somebody had some type of codependence, even if it's with a substance, even if it's in a relationship. I don't know. Whatever it is for you, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But somebody that you were codependent with was being childish, was very revengeful, was always like to play get back. Kind of like to watch people so they could see how they might manipulate them, and maybe even unconsciously. I think most people who do this are very unconscious. It takes like a really, really large lack of empathy and consideration to be malicious and consciously do that, right? So I think a lot of people are unconscious, and this is just learned behavior due to the environments and the people they grew up around and the interactions they've had over the years of their life. We also have signs here: spiritual contract, songs, telepathy, dreams of them. So maybe this was a really strong soul tie. It could have been. It could have even been twin flamey. I'm just saying that because there's a lot of twin flames that go through that cycle of they have this codependence based off that raw soul connection, but like one person's doing so much work on themselves in terms of expansion, and the other person seems so stuck, seems so stagnant. And as the other person begins to grow and grow and grow and grow, every time they come in contact in whatever way, even if it's an ethereal, like every time they come in contact with that other person's energy, it is harder and harder to maintain that physical connection because the frequencies are so different. They're so different, but you still feel that codependence. You still feel that telepathic connection. You've dreams. You get the signs, the synchronicities. You hear it in songs, you know? But every time you go back and you try to check in and see how they're doing, or if anything significant has happened, what do you see? You see patterns. You still see the childish behavior. You still see a lot of talk and not a lot of action. So I think that might be whatever this codependence. I'm just using a relationship for an example because it's easier to connect with, and a lot of people will probably be resonating with this in terms of a relationship. But we have to sit with this codependence wound. We have to sit with it. We have to face that fear. We have to go within and really feel what's right. What feels good. What feels like, hey, this is what I deserve in life. I don't deserve this. So why am I going to keep focusing on it? What is for me, I will know because I went inside. I got still. I actually sat with those feelings of uncomfortability, if that's even a word. And I got to know where they came from. I really sat with the generational curses. It's interesting because for me, I look at my daughter, and she's the youngest of my 4 children. And I'm like, I will never allow you to get this generational curse. It's stopping right here. That's my baby right there. Like this is stopping right here with me. And the codependency, and especially on the twin flame journey, I know a lot of the divine feminines, they understand what I'm talking about right now. Like we have these huge generational curses to break. And it's so hard when you love your divine masculine so much, and you just have to accept that he can't show up for you the way that you deserve, and you have to move on and show up for yourself. And I got to that point on my journey where I felt that I would rather be alone. I feel better alone than feeling the whiplash of the mismatch in frequency. And it's interesting because that can be confusing. You can be on different frequencies because it's based off of your emotional vibration, like your feelings. How do you feel in any given moment, right? That's your frequency. So people want to be like, well, we're always on the same frequency if we're twin flames. Like, we're twin flames. It's not actually accurate. You have to both use your free will to choose to meet on a certain frequency. And when you do a little check-in, when you know you shouldn't, you bring your frequency down because you're not choosing yourself. Because guess what? If somebody loves you and is, I'll use the divine masculine, for example, is the divine, aligned divine masculine in the highest frequency that he can be in, then he will come get you, girl. Like, and it's not about gender or whatever. You can flip, a woman can be a divine masculine, etc. But what I'm saying is that when it's time, you ain't going to be the one going to see and check and see where they're at in their growth journey. Doing little check-ins. Oh, how are you? That's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. So this is just telling us we have to sit with those wounds and not try to reach out and project. And projection isn't just like someone lashing out. Projection is how you're choosing to act through your wounds and how you're presenting that in whatever environment you're in. That's projection. So projection, you might not say a word, but you made the phone call or you did the thing or whatever. You're projecting that into your reality. And you can project that into others' reality depending if you include them in on that. And there's a lot of things that we need to learn to really master ourselves in order to make sure we're walking as the highest version of who we want to be. And that is such a peel back the layers of the onions process. It truly is. All right, so let's see here. I always love pulling one of these. Oops. One more card, Spirit. There it is. We have patience. Shocker. Slow down and take care of yourself and know you will arrive in perfect divine timing. Thank you, Spirit. That's exactly what we need to hear right now. Because guess what? All this dwelling in the past and this old codependence and this longing and nostalgic energy is actually kind of holding you back a little bit. You have to learn that you need to be patient with yourself. You need to be patient with the process. You really need to trust your path because your soul is whispering to you. But you have to be quiet enough and stop thinking about the past and what could have been, what should have been, whatever. Guess what? What actually is going to be isn't even something that you're able to fathom in your mind yet because you're not even on that frequency yet because you're still dwelling on crap from the past. Let it go. Get quiet. Start doing your little hobbies. Raise your frequency through loving yourself. Don't even think about dating or whatever if you're a single person. Don't even think about that stuff. Think about what fills your cup that isn't another person, that isn't codependency, that isn't some drug. Something that fills your cup in a healthy way, and keep doing that. And then get quiet, because usually when you're doing those things and you're by yourself, that's when you hear the downloads. That's when Spirit's talking to you. That's when you're getting those little nudges and ideas and epiphanies. It's when you get quiet and you're doing something you enjoy and you're not sitting there thinking about an argument you had with somebody or this person that you miss from the past or some drama at work. Like, you actually can be quiet in your mind and do your little hobby or activity, whether it's hiking or a craft or hunting. I don't know. Fill in the blank for you. But during that space, that's like, people want to say what church is. That's church. That's connection. That's connecting with the universe so you're able to be in the frequency of receiving a download, receiving whatever it is that Spirit has for you. But you have to get in that energy in order for that to happen. And it does require patience. You have to be patient with yourself and letting go of all the crap that's holding you back. In the beginning, it's hard to get quiet. It is, because you're so used to a busy mind and a busy body. But just trust your path and what your soul is whispering to you. I love this reading. I love this reading because it's you choosing yourself. It's you choosing yourself. All right. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to help your girl with the algorithm. Any donations are so appreciated. You're not just helping the channel, you're helping a single mom of 4. Also, I'm starting some new channels. I'm going to link those below for you guys if you want to check them out. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.